Hi, I'm Eric going in for Bill O'Reilly. Thanks for watching us tonight. We're going to get right to our top story. Donald Trump versus the Pope. I thought I'd never say those words together. After his visit to the Mexican side of the border with the United States, Pope Francis took a thinly veiled shot at Trump, and Trump shot back.
A person who thinks only about building walls, wherever they may be, and not building bridges is not Christian.
If and when the Vatican is attacked by ISIS, which, as everyone knows, is ISIS's ultimate trophy, I can promise you that the Pope would have only wished and prayed that Donald Trump would have been president. He's questioning my faith. I was very surprised to see it, but I am a Christian. I'm proud of it. Okay. For a religious leader to question a person's faith is disgraceful. I'm proud to be a Christian, and as president, I will not allow Christianity to be consistently attacked and weakened, unlike what is happening now with our current president.
Joining us now with reaction, Fox News contributor Father Jonathan Morris, and from Washington, Sandy Rios, Director of Governmental Affairs at the American Family Association. Father, going right to you. Yep. The Pope, global spiritual leader.
He's a handful. I love him dearly. He's a handful.
Politics. Okay, go ahead. Your thoughts.
You know, first of all, I think he's right that much of what Donald Trump says about his immigration policy is unchristian. And I 100% agree with that, with what the Pope is, the major point the Pope is making. Deporting people, 11 million, he's just going to get rid of them. He's going to build a wall. He's got, you know, it's simplistic, it's unrealistic, and I would say unchristian. But I think the Pope should clarify and perhaps even apologize, and my guess is that he will, with one phrase. Let me just read it to make sure we get it very clear. He says, "Then what you told me to this reporter, what I would advise to vote or not, I'm not going to tell you whether," but he says, if he says these things that you say, this man is not Christian.
So he doesn't even know, he's taking this from the Mexican authorities that Donald Trump, he's taking whatever they told him.
To suggest that if he said this, then he's not Christian, I think that was a mistake, and I wish he would not have said that.
Let me bring in Sandy. Sandy, what do you think? Father John is very, says maybe the Pope could apologize or at least clarify.
Well, I side with Donald Trump on this, and I think the Pope is wrong. And I guess it kind of boils down to whether the doctrines of open borders are Christian. And I think the Pope is preaching the doctrines of men and not the doctrines of God. Because the Bible quite clearly teaches that if you don't take care of your own first, you're worse than an infidel. That's right out of the New Testament. It also says if you don't work, you don't eat. And certainly we're required to help the poor, but that's an individual mandate. It isn't that we rob a treasury of a nation and force people and take their money to feed the poor.
I get your point, but don't suggest that the Pope is advocating for open borders. He has never said that. We have to stick to what he says.
But Father,
and what he does.
Donald Trump is talking about building a wall, and I think that's important. We have doors on our homes. We have, you know, the Vatican has walls. We have walls for a purpose.
Sandy,
and there's nothing unbiblical about walls.
What did the Pope say? He says if you're only talking about walls and not about bridges, that's unchristian. That is unchristian.
You know what? That's a pithy saying, Father, but it's not
only
scriptural.
Talk about walls? Only talk about walls? I don't think so. The situation we're in right now,
I don't think that Donald Trump only talks about walls.
Well, he didn't say that he did.
No, I think he has a big heart, and he's just talking about protecting the country. That would be the Commander-in-Chief's main objective, is it to make this country safe.
And the Pope has never said that the Commander-in-Chief should not protect the country. The Pope is,
yes, but if you don't build a wall, it's not safe.
Sandy. The Pope is talking about a bigger issue, and that right now, there is a hypocritical situation in the United States of America. We allow, and this is for both parties, we allow a porous border, and then we give a tacit invitation, the government does, for people to come across the border. Why? What's this tacit invitation? It's come over. If you get over here, you're going to get a job. But you know what? You're not going to get a real wage.
Let me just jump in here, Father. I think in the concern is that you said we allow for open borders, or a porous border, and what Donald Trump, and frankly, a lot of other Republican candidates are saying, put the border wall up, secure the border. And so anyone who believes securing a border could be considered unchristian. Like, by the way, I'm a practicing Catholic. I was concerned about
that. The Pope did not say anybody who believes in a wall is unchristian. What he's saying is if you're only talking about walls and not building bridges, that is unchristian.
But Father, you know what? You're always so reasonable. I think you're defending the unreasonable here, because Donald Trump is talking about enforcing the laws that we have. I agree with you. We are in lawless times. We have a president that's ignoring the law. We have immigration, border patrol who are just beside themselves because they can't enforce the law. We must enforce our laws. We must build a fence. And we have to protect our own citizens. Our own children need jobs. Our own families need jobs.
To be clear,
we have to help people as we can.
To be clear, Donald Trump is not only saying we should enforce the laws. I think we should. He's saying something more. He's saying I will get rid of all 11 or 12 million illegals that are in the country right now.
Yeah, but that's Father, hold on. That is the law, though, Father. I mean, when they come in here illegally, they've broken the law.
Did they break the law? Yes.
Yeah.
But deciding that I'm going to take 12 million and immediately deport them, that's a whole other level.
He didn't say that.
That is the law. I mean, that's the way the law is written, that if you're here illegally and you get caught, you're going to be deported.
Right.
Now, President Obama has said we won't deport literally millions who are here illegally, but the law says if you're caught here, you go back.
Yes, I agree
and I have to say that the people that come across the border illegal are breaking the law. There's no excuse for that. And I don't care what woos them over here. They must know they are breaking the law. And certainly South American families know what family means. They take care of their families very well.
Right,
and they cannot begrudge us for trying to take care of our families.
Our government has been saying, we've got this law, but guess what? It's not really a law. Come on over.
Everybody's saying that.
Jobs.
Our president's saying that. You know that. That's why we have to get him out.
Right, but unfortunately, it's not just this president.
All right.
It's been happening for decades.
Guys, clearly a heated debate. Father and Sandy, thank you so much.